Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing Golgari Superfriends. Dun 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 dun. Superfriends. All right, so what's going on? Well, we got black and green. That's what makes up Golgari. Why is it Superfriends? Because it's loaded with Planeswalkers. Which Planeswalkers are we playing with? We're playing with Liliana the Dreadhorde, Liliana the Veil, Ashiok the Wicked Manipulator, and Wrenn and Realmbreaker. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, your master of ceremonies on this journey towards fun and enlightenment, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by the MTGA-Assistant-Meta, which they entitled Golgari. But I've played it. I played it a little bit. I know what it is. It's a Golgari Superfriends deck that has a lot of control action going on. All right, so we got a Control Superfriends deck. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got? We got Creature Kill and Planeswalker. Creature Kill, and gets rid of Ward. What this really does is that if you would put permanents on a counter or a player, you put twice that many, which is going to help out our Planeswalkers. Because we don't have that many creatures out there. But when we do put some creatures out, we can use this guy to start pumping them up and giving them Ward. This allows you to draw cards. This one forces discards, forces sacrifices, and you can use this in this deck, separate all permanent target player controls into two piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in one of their piles. Yes! Usually what I do is I just pick all their lands in one and everything else in something up, and they always pick whatever's not all of their lands. Ancient Cornucopia, you gain life equal to the number, basically, of, colors in a spell that you cast, which is in this deck usually just one. We don't have a lot of multi going on. Sometimes we gain two, but even more so, then you can have one mana of any color. So cool. It's a little bit of life gain, at least one per spell. I mean, you can only do it once per turn. One per turn, and one mana of any color. Super. Wrenn and Realmbreaker. What does this thing do? All your lands can be of any color. You can turn one of your lands into a 3/3 with hexproof. Mill 3 cards, and then you get emblems saying you can play lands and permanents from your graveyard. Cool. Ashiok puts out little nightmare babies. Anytime that, and if you exile a card on your turn, you put a popo counter on those guys. You can look at the top 2 cards of your library, you exile one of them, and you can target player exiles the top X cards of your library equal to the total number of mana value of cards you own in exile. So this could cause you to be a Millinator Rex, is what it could do. Deadly Cover Up wipes the board. Doubling Seasons doubles the number of counters you put out, like loyalty counters on stuff or number of nightmares you put out. This one will destroy all artifacts and enchantments or exile up to 2 cards from a single graveyard, and you gain life and draw a card. Liliana puts out a zombie, and whenever a creature you control dies, you draw a card. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. And lastly, each opponent chooses 1 permanent they control of each permanent type and sacrifices the rest. Lands are 1 permanent type, which means that they will have 1 land after that ability. And you know what? As long as you have Doubling Season or Innkeeper's Talent turned up to 11, you can get her out for 12, meaning you can throw down and cause that ability, completely crippling your opponent. Completely crippling it. All right, we got a nice collection of dual lands. We got a man land in here. We got a fish land in here. And that's pretty much it. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to control the board. We're going to try to get out the token doublers and then start flopping out our Planeswalkers at double the normal loyalty, which allows them to play their super ability straight out the gate. All right, that should do it. Now, before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sheoldred, who dwells within the dark chambers of our hearts, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear lamentations of the women. Talking. We're playing against Sinbad. We got 3 mana. All right. What do we got? A little bit of control. The most expensive people in the world. All right. We will keep it. Comes in tapped. More mana is great. And you got to discard 1. All right, double up on that. That way we are capable of running to nowhere. What is this? 6. This is 5. I'll have to wait till his turn. It's not going to be able to get rid of it very well. This is not good for us. I really can't do anything about that. All right, 4. We're going to have to put out Realmbreaker. Give him another target. Let's just go ahead and see if we can pull some more land. That's what we kind of need here. All right, you are better, probably. The question whether he's going to go ahead and Realmbreaker for us. There we go. Doubling season, super cool. Let's do that. Now let me hope the Lilianas will save us after we lose over half our life in this turn. If we get counterspelled right now, we are space screwed. All right, you get 1 land and 1 creature. The good thing about the half your life is that it's very diminishing returns. That thing came back. That sucks. Oh, he's got 1 life. I just got to get a bunch of chumps out there. I got some chump people. Are you going to try to kill Liliana? Yeah, good for me. All right, chumps. And more chumps. That's a lot of chumps. And we win! Boom, boom! Goes the room. All right, playing against Oblivion. Oblivion. 464. There's our future. All right, this guy wants to kill creatures, but we're not really going to be putting creatures out. That will be nice, though. And we're done. All right, so we will have 5 mana next turn, which means we can put Ashiok out, but I want to get this thing tuned up to 4. You guys at 2 mana. This is a nice stall. Oh, that's bad for him. So I need to get a bunch of stuff into my graveyard, into my exile is what I need to do. This would be a nice mill deck otherwise. Let's just get out some babies. That way they can benefit from it. From all the exiling I got to do. Or at least I got some babies out of it. That's a whole lot of nothing going on. All right, we'll wait till his turn to put out a fish. He's got his 3rd land. I can't do anything with either of those. Fish. Yeah, I don't have to waste my time. There's a super fish. And in turn. All right, cool. We're making some good progress. One's an incredibly crazy demonic horse from another plane. The other one's a fish. They are both the same strength. Let's see what we can draw here. Ooh, that is just a whole bunch of crap. All right, fish, go for it. All right, he's down to 5. We got lethal next turn. We can kill lots of guys. Provided he puts out a guy and not a planeswalker. All right, there we go. And we win! Winner, winner! Victory dinner! All right, we're going against MaskedMakrel. All right, it's going to come into play slow. If we want to play stuff at 3, though, we're going to need it. Okay, we're going to work our way up. And then discard something. 1, 2, 3. And trick or treat. Always been able to do a lot without it coming to me at all. Oh, I thought I had the ability to pump that up on our turn. Okay, we need a 4th mana. We can start laying down our super friends. Nope, not there. All I gotta do is start killing stuff when it comes out. And move. Nothing. We're all just sitting around doing nothing. I don't necessarily want to do this. He's not putting stuff out. I'm not putting stuff out. I think he thinks I'm going to try to kill his guy, which I'm going to do. All right, what are you going to do? Beat on Liliana a bit or just come for me? Yeah, beat on Liliana a bit. Yeah, this guy doesn't look like he's going to be a board wipey kind of guy. All right, we got mana available. Tries to bird us again. We got it. All right, there you go. To get rid of here, return all attacking creatures' owner's hands. That would have been devastating if I put out Liliana the Dreadhorde. I like everything I got. That's the problem here. Let's see what he does. All right, so our pal Ashiok is at 8. And we win the game. Victory! Our opponent against Bedoyd. Good old homeschooled name from the olden times. Bedoyd Johnson. No. What are we at here? 3 and 2. Some people need to be destroyed. These guys are an irritant. All right, we'll be up to 5, and then we can go ahead and deadly cover up. This will be a slow grow, though. Oh, this guy's slow. Hopefully they pick up a fast man on the next turn. Otherwise, we're just going to be getting hit. Nope. So if we're going to put slow now, we're going to put our Restless Cottage. Let's go ahead and put out our Liliana at this point. Grab some life off of it. It'll just be 1 point. Force him to discard something. What are you going to get rid of? My guess is going to be Evolve Sleeper. Oh, you got rid of the token. Okay, well, technically I want everything, so I got to get rid of this land. That Liliana's going to come at me. Let's see if the next card provides us with some sort of other value. Not at all. Leave this to throw away. All right, this is deadly cover up. Hold on to lands. We got something to throw away to that Liliana. Two of those guys are nasty. What maybe that is the Phyrexian Arenas. He's going to be losing at least 2 per turn. I kind of needed that land to be able to get more stuff. All right, Tail, we'll do this. Yeah. I'll keep her pinned low. He's going to force a sacrifice, which is going to make me get rid of my land. That is a bad thing. All right, we got bad luck here. This is not going our way. I'm not going to mana. I'm not have mana enough for her. Innkeeper's talent would be cool, but we'll see. If I was him, I would totally going to have to lose Liliana to do it. But if he doesn't, Liliana's going to get killed anyway. Oh, the humanity! Let's keep it going full steam. Let's rip that guy out. Got this up to, what do we need? 7 before we start playing things out of our graveyard. And that's really good for us. Of course, I don't have the mana for it. We have mana in here? Lots of it? 3. All right, that's good. Good. Good, good, good. Sweet googly people. He keeps getting me with that. That is just ridiculous. Oh, nasty. Oh, Jesus. Take that action. I'm going to grow it. He's down to 6 because of his choices with Phyrexian Arena. I can't believe I have like 2 real mana left at this point. I take my point. You can try to force a discard. I got nothing to discard. You can't force me to sacrifice my guy. All right, he doesn't like Liliana. Good. All right, so my deal is Wrenn and Realmbreaker. Should I sacrifice it at this point? And all I'd be able to do is grab mana. He was hoping he's got a lot of lucky cards. He doesn't have anything worth it. Crazy. Maybe he just has tons of mana inside his hand. And we win. And we win. I'm not quite sure how, but we won. Victory! I'm playing against NametasLeige. NametasLeige. 3-3, that's a good mix. These guys are like a bum irritation. Looking at my land. I mean, it's a pretty looking land, isn't it? Look at that. I'll have to destroy that. Fist of an angry god. Boing, boing, boing. Bristly Bill. I need a black for that. Force the sacrifice. Let's see what we can do. Nice. All right, what do I want out of this deal here? That's a whole lot of nothing good. Fine. All right, doubling season. Sacrifice a creature. Let's keep you from doing stuff. Playing Superfriends control. Let's control. I don't have any exiled stuff at all. All right, exile that one, put the other one in my hand. That's what I want to see there. If I want to exile something for Bitter Triumph, then I don't have any mana to Bitter Triumph anything. All right, I wonder what he's going to do if I play Liliana now. Let's just try it. There, okay. I was about to pull my action, but he said, nope. Victory! Yeah, play against Harbinger. Bing, bing, binger. You turn off all these lights and it saves on my electricity bill. All right, you can come into play tapped. Yes, I do need more mana. Number 2. Is he playing cats, do you think? I can start the growth if I do this right now. Let's just do Ancient Cornucopia. Life gain's gonna be our friend. Oh yeah, he's playing cats, all right. Oh, we got a guy for not attacking. Instead, just for blocking. Which we'll have to sacrifice if he comes in. I know we're cool. Ooh, we got a board wipe. And again, put this guy out. Get him. That's a lot just to kill a cat. Apparently that's all it takes. Victory! All right, so we are with Golgari Superfriends. It was a good deck. It had some really high win counts there. I ended up getting an 85% win rate with it. 85! All right, so let's talk about who the MVP was. Who was the MVP of this deck? It was Doubling Season. I mean, yeah, Doubling Season was. Normally in this type of situation, I think the Innkeeper's Talent is probably the better card, just because they kind of do the same thing. As you put out your Planeswalkers, they get twice the number of loyalty counters when you put them out. The thing is, there's a lot of good things that Doubling Season does. Not only does it double up the number of loyalty counters, but as you put out black zombies, you put out 2 black zombies. You put out 2 nightmares, you put out 4 nightmares. So really, Doubling Season works best with what we got going on in this particular deck. It is 5 mana, but it does work the best. Innkeeper's Talent is really good. It helps keep your innkeepers pumped up, but it doesn't help the creatures those things put out. I mean, it does give them the +1 counters. It will double the number of counters that you're putting out. It's cool, but it's just it's a slightly worse version of Doubling Season in this situation. All right, so doubling season, you are today's MVP. Congratulations, you are going to Disneyland. All right, was this deck competitive? I got an 85% win rate. So yes, I'm going to say it is a competitive deck. It did very well. The only thing that was bad was that there were some times that the shuffler seemed out to get it. There are 25 lands in here. And yet I was hamstrung at 4, like a ton. And there is zero reason for that. That is all 100% the shuffler. So that was the only thing that ever happened to this deck was bad, was that the things in here are kind of expensive. I mean, you had a lot of things for 2, a lot of things for 3, and you could do all of this. But then you really needed to wipe a board, and you needed 5 mana. Couldn't get that 5th mana. I wanted to play Ashiok. Couldn't get the 5th mana. Doubling season. Couldn't get the 5th mana. So yeah, as you can see, it was a problem with getting to the 5th and 6th manas. No reason for it. I mean, I guess I could put 26 in here and take something else out. But what's the point in that? I mean, it shouldn't work. I can tell you, yeah, it just shouldn't have been that way statistically. All right, so 85%, still really, really, really good. All right, was this deck fun to play? It was a, almost a mid-rangey kind of deck. In reality, this is a control deck. And because there's a lot of stuff to play at 2 and play at 3, I felt like it was fun because you had stuff to do early. Because what I really dislike is when you're playing and you get like against an aggro guy and you can't do anything. This deck could do a lot. As you can see, you got Bitter Triumph. You got like 8 other cards that take out little dudes. You got Liliana. Yeah, we are just smoking it. We had life gain early on if we needed to. And that way we could just keep pinning these guys down. And that worked a bunch. So, yeah, I was taking out mono red with this. The only times I weren't is when I was playing against mono red and then the shuffler decided just to give me nothing but big dudes and not enough mana to play anything. So, like I said, it's just shuffler. It's nothing else. This is not a super aggro deck, but it does have the ability to compete against aggro guys. And then eventually you get to a point where you're just completely murdering them. So yeah, this was a fun deck because it could play against the majority of the decks you're playing against. Lastly, was it interesting? Yeah, for me it was interesting because I don't normally play control decks. I find them to be way too slow. And then when you play them, you play against other control decks, and that takes forever. But then, this wasn't so bad. What was interesting about it was that we had the ability, like I said, to do things early on. But we had a lot of planeswalkers. We had, combos of dealing with the planeswalkers that made it interesting. The weirdest card in here was Cease and Desist. I'm not sure this was worth playing. It seemed like there could be something better to do than this. Because you had to get up to 6 before you can get to destroy all artifacts and enchantments. And you know what? There's a lot of enchantments in here I wanted to keep. So, and artifacts too. So other than that, you just exiling a couple cards and getting some life and drawing a card. This felt like this was a stretch for me. I think we need something other than this. The rest of the cards in here are very good. I would even say drop these 2 and just increase Pillage the Bog. That was probably a better card draw than this one does. Sure, you get a little bit of life out of it, but that's fine. There might be more exciting things you do. Glissa would be great because she's the most ideal blocker in the entire world. Other than the fact she doesn't take care of flying guys, but with that first strike and death touch, she is fantastic. Plus, if you attack with her, you get the ability to destroy, enchantments and remove counters and draw cards and stuff. Yeah, maybe Glissa would have been a good addition to this, or Sheoldred or something like that, just to keep the things moving. But Cease and Desist was kind of weak sauce. All right, anyways, I got off on a tangent, but was this an interesting deck? Yes, because it was control, because we had a lot of planeswalkers, and we were able to make use of their super abilities, which was pretty incredible. All right, so I don't ever count. I don't ever count on being able to use super abilities of planeswalkers. That never happens for me. With this deck, yeah, absolutely you can do. You can throw out Liliana for 6. I can throw her out for 12. I can get this guy out. This guy doesn't make use of it, really, because you have to have a lot of stuff exiled. Nothing else in this deck forces you to exile stuff except for Ashiok. And so you need to use Ashiok to exile stuff just so that you can put them out for 10 and then be able to cause the mill to occur. It's rough. I guess maybe I could use this to exile my own cards. And then, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was just a weird situation. If I had another Ashiok, I could make use of it. Maybe. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was it fun? Yeah, believe it or not, it was. And lastly, was it interesting? I thought it was interesting. All right, so that makes this into an A+ deck. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. But that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.